الحمد لله رب العالمين وبه نستعين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين. Yang bahagia Datuk Luqman Ahmad, Deputy Secretary General, Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. Yang bahagia Datuk Haji Daud Ahmad Zain, Chairman Incorporated Society of Planters and Deputy President, International Institute of Plantation Management. Yang Berusaha Tuan Haji Teknologis Wan Abdul Manan Wan Abdullah, Registrar Universiti Malaysia Terengganu. Yang Berusaha Tuan Haji Khalid Hasbullah, Executive Director, International Institute of Plantation Management, and Chairman for the 3rd International Stingless Bee Conference and Workshop 2025. Distinguished guests, invited speakers and panelists, participants of the 3rd ISBCW2025 organizing committee members, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight it is really an honor and a distinct pleasure for me to welcome all of great minds and expertise in front of me tonight to Kuala Terengganu for the gala dinner of the International Stingless Bee Conference and Workshop 2025. On behalf of the government of Terengganu and the people of Terengganu, I would like to extend our warmest welcome, Selamat Datang, to every distinguished participants, researchers, entrepreneurs, and dedicated beekeepers. Hopefully I won't get confused with Jason Statham, the beekeepers, the Adam Clay in the beekeepers. From across Malaysia and around the globe to the beautiful state of Terengganu. Allow me to express my deepest gratitude to the International Institute of Plantation Management and University of Malaysia Terengganu for bringing this important conference and workshop to our shores to forge a living bridge where science meets traditions. I would encourage all delegates to use this conference as a space to exchange insight, forge interdisciplinary partnerships, deepen your knowledge and our knowledge, and spark collaboration that will endure for years to come. And finally, be able to inspire our next generations on stingless bee. While you are here, I invite you to immerse yourself in the treasures of Terengganu, to experience our coastal serenity of calmness, our timeless heritage of batik as we wear tonight, and our culinary mastery that can be found in our nasi dagang, kepok leko, and all those colorful desserts. Ladies and gentlemen, a very interesting point to note that the bees is not just a very small creatures we can see in front of us on the screen, but also mentioned in the Quran, not just in the ayat or in the verse, but one surah or chapter was named An-Nahli, or the bee, in which Quran make no specific reference whether it refers to stingless bee or sting bee colony, as embodied in the Surah An-Nahli, verse 68 to 69, with the translation in English. And your Lord inspired to the bee, take for yourself among mountains, houses, and among the trees, and in which they construct. Then eat from all the fruits and follow the ways of your Lord laid down for you. There emerged from their bellies a drink, varying in color, in which there is healing for people. Indeed, in that is a sign for a people who give thought. Actually, varying in colors also explain why we have different breed of bees. I'm not trying to be a specialist here, just a normal individual, normal people on the street. Varying color meaning the bees, the honey could come from stingless bee or from the sting bee colony. Or in bahasa translation, dan Tuhanmu memberi ilham kepada lebah, hendaklah engkau membuat sarangmu di gunung ganang dan di pokok kayu, dan juga di bangunan-bangunan yang didirikan oleh manusia. Kemudian makanlah dari segala jenis bunga-bungaan dan buah-buahan yang engkau suka, serta turutlah jalan-jalan peraturan Tuhanmu yang diilhamkan dan dimudahkannya kepadamu. Dengan itu akan keluarlah dari dalam badannya minuman atau madu yang berlainan warnanya, yang mengandungi penawar bagi manusia dari berbagai-bagai penyakit. Sesungguhnya pada yang demikian itu ada tanda yang membuktikan kemurahan Allah bagi orang-orang yang mahu berfikir. Ladies and gentlemen, it is often said, no bees, no food. Bees, including our stingless bees, are among the most important creatures on earth. Yet small in size, their role in pollination sustains our farms, forests, and our food. Without them, many of the fruits, vegetables, and seeds we enjoy today would disappear from our table. For generations, our local communities have nurtured those colonies. Their honey, propolis, and bee bread, which are products of both livelihood and culture. They are the living symbols of sustainability, connecting our people to the land and the environment. Our vision is to ensure that this heritage is preserved and transformed into opportunities for the future generations. Tonight, I'm heartened to see researchers, the beekeepers, entrepreneurs gather under one roof. This is the collaborative spirit we must harness. Let's recognize the role of science and innovation in unlocking new potentials, from product development to health applications, from sustainable farming practices to international trade. As we enjoy this evening's fellowships, let us renew the purpose that unites us, to protect these small but mighty creatures that sustain our food systems, to nurture the surroundings where our life can thrive, and to build an economy that honors the environment and uplifts our communities. We see the stingless bee sector as a strategic contributors to at least three integrated pillars of development. Number one, the economic growth by fostering value-added product, championing rural entrepreneurships, and promoting sustainable trade. Number two, social well-being by empowering our smallholders, women, and youth. And number three, environmental sustainability by ensuring that pollination and biodiversity are protected for generations to come. Ladies and gentlemen, there is one admission I would like to share tonight. Coming from the same generations as you all in this hall, we used to hear one famous quote by a very fine boxing legend, Muhammad Ali. He said, "Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee." But we are here tonight for the other bee, not the sting bee, but for the stingless bee. For most people, including myself, our understanding on honey from stingless bee is very much limited and confined as compared to our knowledge of normal honey from sting bees. As such, for the normal bee, wherever they come from, whether Manuka honey from New Zealand, Sid honey from Yemen, Elvish honey from Turkey, or acacia honey from Hungary, in which there are all those types of honey that I mentioned earlier, they are all enjoying different level of protections in terms of standardization and premium price due to their unique ingredient and origins, which back up from a good number of well-established research establishments and some posh nation marketing strategy as well. On the other hand, Stingless honey is having a notable production scale and yield issues, harvesting and processing challenges, price and market accessibility, and some geographical, cultural, and historical context challenges. Fair enough. I hope I don't transgress into our dear professor here, which the expert in stingless bee. As a fellow scientist and researcher myself in my second phase of my life, I would consider my first phase of my life after graduate from the university was becoming an engineer, a very aspiring engineer, and researcher after that, and then continue my second phase as a university lecturer before, and researcher. Now the third phase of my life, which is totally different. I would say that despite the challenges that I have mentioned earlier, none of us here should feel sorrow and powerless. Yeah, we are living in the world, in the reality of the world, that challenges or problems should be part of our life. Otherwise, we are living in a different society or different world altogether, or different planet altogether. That's what life's all about. That's what we told our children. In fact, I would say again that this is the very reason why you have the conference and workshop. That's number one. Number two, when I look at the issues at hand, to which I have mentioned much earlier, with the problems and all those, and comparison between honey from stingless bee and honey from sting bees, the enjoyment, the privilege by the sting bees honey as compared to the stingless bee, there must be a thing that very much needed from our policymakers or lawmakers like myself, and of course our government. I mean, in this case, comes under the purview of the federal government, especially the leader of the country. At this moment, nothing much we could do. I mean, we can work together, we can form partnership and try to find out what we could do together to fulfill the previous speaker's wishes. It's a free country, nobody can stop you to say anything like that. But I would like to remind everybody that, including myself, get yourself ready with the proposal and policy papers. When the time comes, inshallah, we would revisit our discussion tonight. And while you are here, all here, I invite you to make memories beyond this wall. And I sincerely hope that you will immerse yourself in the very soul of Terengganu, whether that means savoring our cuisine while enjoying the sea breeze, admiring the craftsmanship of our batik and songket, and simply embracing the warmth of our people. And another important reminder for everybody, including myself, while we are enjoying all those cuisine and all sorts of food that we can find in Terengganu, don't forget to see our general practitioner or GP for a blood test afterwards for cholesterol and blood sugar level. So be careful with that, wherever you have. Yeah, enjoy yourself first, and that's another role for medical doctors, right? I mean, without any of the problem, there won't be any medical practitioners in this world. So give them another task of the circular, whatever you want to call it, the vicious cycle or whatever cycle that we have. That's the nature of life. That's the nature of human being. I wish you all an enjoyable evening, a pleasant prelude to the important work ahead. May your discussion be fruitful, and may the collaboration forged here lead to lasting progress. For our guests who have traveled far, I wish you a safe and pleasant journey homeward, inshallah. Thank you. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri.